farmers.
Let me ask you a very simple question. Let me ask you a very simple question. Let me ask you a few simple questions. Yeah, you answer these simple questions, because I think what Mr. Gurumurthy said and Mr. Bhalla said, we are looking for solutions. There's no use having a theoretical debate here. You give me three simple answers. Number one, you
Derek, you ask me question here.
You reduce the LPG cap.
Don't take time. You ask
I'm asking you. You reduce the LPG cap on three questions, sir. You reduce the LPG cap. How much money have you saved by reducing the LPG cap? Question number one. Question number two. Why have you put gas prices up? 1 minute. Why have you put gas prices up by a large time from April 1? Why not September, October? And number three, why does the Congress party still talk in such an arrogant way? When I'm talking about aloo piyaz, you said, forget about aloo piyaz. Forget about aloo piyaz. What do you want to talk about? Some cock and bull theory?
But Derek, these are questions you could have asked. You could have asked in the debate on the economy in Parliament. Clearly, parties like yours are not raising these questions in Parliament. You're raising these questions outside Parliament. Therefore, the point that Pawan Guruswamy made, there is absolutely no consensus among the politicians, is half the problem.
Mr. Guruswamy, Navika, the same 5 questions I asked today, they were put to the finance minister day before yesterday on the floor of Parliament. They were the same 5 questions. I think Mr. Guruswamy made a good point about Parliament running, and I agree with him. Parliament must run, but the principal job of making Parliament run is the government's job.
Yes, Dr. Bhalla, you've been made a direct charge by a fellow economist who says, what's the connection between Telangana and the economy?
There were 2 or 3 points that have been made. First, you mentioned, I think, that the opposition has been blocking Parliament in terms of the insurance bill and in terms of some other bills. And that is responsible for the slow growth of the Indian economy. May I remind you and all the viewers that we didn't have the insurance bill when we were growing at 8, 9, 10%. So therefore, to blame the opposition for the fact that we've got slow growth because they didn't allow the insurance bill to be passed is completely erroneous. Second, there was a point made, your original question was, why is there lack of confidence in the Indian economy? And this is my response to Mr. Gurumurthy. Confidence in the Indian economy, and in particular, I was talking about the rupee. The exchange rate of an economy is determined both by economic fundamentals and by politics. And this, whether you look at the dollar rate or whether you look at the Thai baht or whether you look at the European euro rate, politics determines a large part. That is where Telangana comes in. So let us be very clear. The politics also affects the rupee. Either Mr. Gurumurthy says that politics has nothing to do with the rupee, and then he can go ahead and try and substantiate.
Today, but the current account deficit, the unabated import of gold, the fallen remittances, all this are affecting the value of the rupee. Just to link it to Telangana is, absurd. I know Surjit's wife was on some Telangana committee.
But politics is
but that's not the issue. But that's not the issue. The issue is that let's not bring in extraneous factors. You got to deal with hard economic facts.
Before you make allegations,
current account deficit is out of control.
Why, Mr. Gurumurthy, you interrupted me. Mr. Gurumurthy, let me finish. Mr. Gurumurthy, let me finish. And then you can have all the time you want. All I am stating is that there are several factors.
He's listening to you.
Again you're interrupting? Okay. All I'm saying is that there are several factors that affect the economy and the value of the currency. The value of the currency in particular is affected by economic factors like the ones you're mentioning, and is affected by political factors like the one I'm mentioning. Either you maintain that political factors have nothing to do with the value of a currency, you can go right ahead. But please, you cannot bring in economic factors, which I agree, affect the value of a currency, and negate the importance of politics in this.
So Mr. Surjit Bhalla very categorically saying that you can't really separate politics from the economics get that point. Quick closing comments as we are running out of time in this particular debate. Mr. Mohan Guruswamy, just coming back to the main topic on where we started, is the government fighting a losing battle, with an adverse market sentiment at this moment in a pre-election year? Do you think it will be disastrous?
I'm glad there's some justice, because in 1998, I used to go out on TV every night to defend against the price of onions. And people like Pranab Mukherjee would say, prices of onions are going up and you guys can't run the economy. Okay? And I'm glad it's happening, because, government doesn't control prices of onions. It is controlled by the market. It's controlled by a demand-supply relationship. It's controlled by the amount of money you have and the underproduction.
But the governments can control supply chains.
But you can't.
They can control supply chains.
You can't control.
And that's why.
Navika, you can't control. Cannot forever control prices by importing.
No,
you import onions at higher price.
Domestic supply chains can also be looked at very, very closely and can be improved upon. But Piyush Goyal has been raising his hand. Piyush, what do you see the current economy problem? Is it just a problem of the sentiment, the confidence levels in the government, in the steps they are taking, or do you think it goes beyond that?
I think very clearly politics determines economics, and especially in an election year with 6 months left to the election, and a government which is completely discredited for the mismanagement of the economy. The markets are not going to trust it. And then the finance minister, when he gives us statements which mislead the nation, is not doing any good. In a manner of speaking, in the Rajya Sabha, he has almost suggested to the housewife or to the investors, don't put your money in the rupee, put it in gold, because gold will appreciate better and your rupee is going to get depreciated. So in a way, I think the finance minister has sent a very wrong signal to the market. He has claimed that he has financed current account deficit very honorably, whereas the fact is that the external debt is keeping on increasing. We may maintain forex at 290 billion, but if the external debt has gone up from 100 billion to 390 billion under UPA and may very soon breach the 500 billion mark with 172 billion of repayments due in the next 12 months, I can't visualize how they will even manage the economy. You can't keep borrowing to feed the day-to-day needs. Ultimately, we need to have fiscal and structural improvements, which is what the NDA under Mr. Vajpayee did. They left behind a robust, strong fundamentals in the economy. This government should focus on sending a message to the world that they mean business, they will cut down on wasteful expenditure, they'll bring down corruption in their regime, they will not give out government money as doles and subsidies, but will actually invest in infrastructure, which in any case this government cannot do because there is no faith in this government. I think we should quickly move into elections and let the people of India bring a government, a decisive leader, an honest leader who can solve the problems of this country.
That's a very, very big roadmap that you've laid out before the government and the Congress party. Closing comments to Dr. Mungekar. Dr. Mungekar, there's absolutely no confidence in the markets, in the rupee. There's no investment that is coming
in this government.
And clearly, prices and inflation is a huge problem for the common man. Just where is your party going to take this country and this economy? Quick closing comments from Dr. Mungekar.
I think there are absolutely three. I will make three sentences. One, government is absolutely clear and aware of the problems facing the Indian economy. They are namely current account deficit, inflation, low rate of growth, and the fiscal deficit. And government is trying to take the measures. Second, I appreciate Mr. Piyush Goyal's daring statement that if they had put the economy in 2003-4 in such robust economy, they were driven out of power. They were reduced from 186 to 116. This is the shining India according to them. That this is just daring. The level of confidence that Piyush is talking about, that is the reason that people of India rejected them outright, and they also will be rejecting in 2014 election. This is the daring level of confidence which is beyond logic and beyond according to
you've gone on from 3 sentences to nearly 10.
To 25 sentences.
3 sentences to nearly 10, and let's see if the confidence levels of Trinamool Congress and CPI has gone up from that statement. Derek, one last closing comment from you.
2 sentences. 2 sentences. I would suggest the the government, the UPA minority-led Congress government, takes a look at the GDP figures, the industry growth figures, the agricultural growth figures, and the service industry figures of Bengal, which is far ahead of the national figures. And number 2, this is not a warning, but neither is it a prediction. Might go back. The Aloo Piyaz index helped Dr. Mungekar's party to come to power in 1998. They won Delhi, they won Madhya Pradesh, and they won Rajasthan. He calls the Aloo Piyaz index a trivial matter. I think it's a very serious matter for the housewife, because that onion eventually will make the Congress cry and not the housewife.
No politician can complete what he wants to say in 2 sentences. So let me get in Mr. D. Raja. Mr. D. Raja, do you think this is a pre-election year nervousness, or do you think that the economy still has some scope to come back on rails?
I do not think economy has any scope to come back. I doubt very much the revival of Indian economy, because there are some reasons. The economic situation, the present economic situation is the result of the implementation of the anti-people neoliberal economic policies, which need to be reviewed, and India needs a different paradigm of economic development. And people are talking about market forces. Government cannot do, it is for the market forces. Indian state, even today, is supposed to be a welfare state. This state cannot be allowed to be a neoliberal state which is going on an onslaught against the poor people, toiling people of this country. And government should spend on, there must be increase in the public spending on health, education and people's welfare. And if you talk about resources, there is scope for resources, and government should tap the indigenous resources, and government should tax the corporate houses instead of giving them concessions in the name of revenue foregone. 5,50,000 crores revenue foregone. What is that? It is the concession to corporate houses.
Economy of words. We're completely out of time. Doom and gloom if you hear the opposition, but lots of things to look forward to as far as the government is concerned. We'll have to wait and watch for the Congress party and the finance ministry to announce some measures in the coming week to restore the confidence in the markets as well as in the rupee. Piyush, we are completely out of town, but I'll give you that indulgence of
just
one
a quick
comment
one.
if you're really going to be brief about it.
To Dr. Mungekar, you can fool the public once, you can fool the public twice, but you can't fool the public all the time. So let's get into elections quickly and save this country from the corrupt and inept Congress
regime. The BJP, Mr. Piyush Goyal, let's wait and watch what the public has to say to the BJP in 2014. We'll close the debate at this stage on the sentiment within the market, and clearly doom and gloom is what everybody is predicting. We'll have to, of course, wait and watch for the government to restore some amount of confidence in the coming days.